Today I'm going to show you how to prepare something out of these tomatoes. We just plucked it from our garden. So this is a season of tomatoes and we are harvesting a lot of tomatoes this time. So as usual, every time around this time of the year, we harvest a lot of tomatoes, and then you start asking yourself, what am I going to do with all these tomatoes? What can I do with it? Should I eat everything up? Should I make salad? So you have too much and now you want to try to preserve it or make something out of it that you can use for later days. So this video is about if you have too much of tomatoes, what you can do using it. So let's just get straight into the point, and so I can show you step by step what you can do with it. So like I have the bigger tomatoes here, I also have the small tomatoes. Like you see, there are different species here of the tomatoes. I have here red pears, yellow pears, wine tomatoes, and all really the small thornberry tomatoes are sitting all together in this garden, this box. So we can just use it also for salad immediately. But now we have harvested a lot of basket. We still have some also in our cold room that is laying there. So we thought this would be nice. Now start drying the tomatoes in the oven. You can dry it in the oven, you can also dry it in the sun but we don't have a lot of sun now since we are going also away from the summer, so there's little or no sun. So sunlight is not an option for now. So we have one option left, and which is the tomatoes, drying it in the oven. So I'm going to show you how you can dry these tomatoes and make it really delicious, more delicious. You can just add it to your rice, add it to your vegetable, or add it even to your pasta meal on a later day. You can conserve it after drying it in the oven. You can add a little bit of oil to keep it under the oil, and you can preserve it for months in the refrigerator even without any problem of having a problem that is going to go spoil or going to go bad. You can conserve it immediately also in what we call conservation sealing. That is another technique for another day I will be showing, because I have a lot of tomatoes here in the garden. So we make different types of preservation method when at the end of the season, so I can show you step by step. But today I'm going to show you something that is not a long preservation method or preservative method, but it's also a preservative method. Why? Because if you keep these tomatoes for outdoor outside for without refrigerator, without any conservative middle conservative what did I call it, ingredients on it or whatever, it will get spoiled after a couple of days, and it will be spoiled, to be ransom. You have to throw it away. But since it is not that, now we can make it more longer, that is keep it a bit longer than it's normally fresh. So that is why I want to show you this method. I'm going to bring water now, clean the tomatoes a bit, and then start the process immediately. I'm going to start removing just a bit all the top of the tomatoes, because we don't need it for when we are drying the tomatoes. So in between, my water will be ready to wash the tomatoes, because they are coming right away from the garden and we have to clean them up and keep them clean, of course. So let me bring the tomatoes, the water. yes, the water, the right back. Okay, I am here. So I'm going to start washing the tomatoes. Just adding it to clean water, you see, so there is no hassle. You have to clean it up so that you can remove every dust or every dirty that is coming from the garden.
Cat, she looking from Bangladesh.
Oh, gosh. Well, Cat. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for staying tuned. And how is the weather in your country today? Let us know. We would like to know much about your country, how you find our channel, and what, if you have any question, you are very free to ask.
And Mimi, I like and subscribe.
Thank you so much, Mimi. Welcome to Klavertje Vier kitchen. Today I am showing how to make something delicious with tomatoes. How you can preserve your tomatoes if you have too much.
Mimi, I am from Africa, Somalia.
Oh, welcome, Mimi, from African Somalia. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for tuning to us. Thank you also for being here, for spending your time or your evening with us. I am Chef Viviane from Klavertje Vier kitchen, and I'm also teaching a lot of techniques how you can use simple ingredients that you have at home to create fine dining recipes and fine dining meals, and also even from basics to fine dining. So it's for people who want to cook really good food in the comfort of their own home using simple ingredients. And if you have a lot of fresh ingredients, what you can do with it, that is like the cooking hacks, what you can do with your simple ingredients that you have at home. So thank you for joining. And ask questions, because we'll be so glad to hear your questions also, because it also helps us to know what we can speak about, or know what we can also show. So you see, they are all fresh tomatoes that we harvested from the garden, and we have too much of the tomatoes at the moment. So we cannot store the fresh tomatoes for a long time, so we are just going to preserve the fresh tomatoes now by drying them in the oven. So we are going to dry them on a low heat, so it takes about not so long, maybe 2 to 3 hours, and you have a beautiful oven dried tomatoes that you can just toast into your rice, also your shrimps, your pasta dish. You can use it for so much, so a lot of things. So it is very advisable to do this, and then you can extend the lifespan of your tomatoes instead of just allowing them to go ransom or to spoil. So we have here very special tomatoes also. that you don't find everywhere. They are also very expensive in the shop. We call these thornberry tomatoes. So they are the smallest tomatoes in the world. You just put it in your mouth and you burst and you have that beautiful flavor of tomatoes. Look at that. So delicious. They're simple but really really delicious, you know. So just going to wash everything up here, and then I can show you the next process. So we have a lot of tomatoes, but this is just. So now I'm going to wash the tomatoes. So now I'm going to wash the tomatoes. So I have here with me a clean bowl. I will add the tomatoes to, so I can remove this what has been broken from the rain. So you see, you have to clean it very well so that you don't have any dirt in it. So I'm putting it also on you see a strainer here, so I can remove also the excess water, so that it can also help in the faster process of the tomatoes drying in the oven. Because when there is more water, you don't want to add more water to it, because it's a process of like dehydrating the excess water from the tomatoes also. So you don't, that is why I'm placing it on this bowl. So I'm going to set this aside for a few minutes. I'll bring my it will take a bit of time, but it's worth every penny. So it's just slicing the tomatoes in two. So I'm slicing, I'll just slice it like if it's bigger like this one here. So it's just like I will mix all the colors of the tomatoes together, so you have that beautiful rainbow color. Just add everything. We are going to dry them on a low heat of about 80 degrees to 90 degrees. We will start first with 100 degrees for 15 minutes, so it will evaporate the water, but we not leave it, we will not keep drying it on 100 degree, otherwise our tomatoes will burn. So we don't want to burn the tomatoes. So we first give it a lot of heat, or like 100 degrees, and we'll allow it to start the evaporation process, and then we lower the heat of the oven to about 80 degrees, and we allow it for, it takes about 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours, and you have that very delicious and crispy tomatoes that you can just even add to your dish whenever you are cooking. Just add a little bit to your dish and you have a delicious quick dish. If you are that type who is rushing to work, you can just make a little bit of pasta rice, you toast a little inside and you stir it, and you have a delicious meal. So that is the reason why I am showing this to you guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you can always find our video when we post one, and ask any question if you have one, because we will be very very happy to hear from you guys and to know what you want us to talk about here. So let's know where you are watching us from and what you are, how you find us, and what you think about our channel and what you want us to talk about. Yes, ask any question. We'll be so glad to answer you. So you see, they are so beautiful. If you have tomatoes at home, what you can do with it, there's numerous. There's a lot that you can do with it.
And master teacher, he look also at you. Master teacher.
Yeah, master teacher.
Teacher.
Master teacher. Sorry. Thank you so much for joining and welcome to Klavertje Vier Kitchen here with Chef Viviane. Where are you watching us from? And let us know in the comments. Ask your question if you have one. Thank you. I am here making tomatoes. I am going to dry the tomatoes in the oven. These tomatoes that we plucked from the garden this evening. We have a lot of tomatoes since we are in the harvesting season of the tomatoes. So we have too much and we don't want the tomatoes to go ransom or spoil. So we are like slicing the tomatoes now just in two. I will be adding some oil to it, and then we'll be drying them in the oven, which will help us or help to extend the life term of the tomatoes, and we can use it on a later day for our dishes. So that is what we are doing at the moment. That is what we are doing now at the moment. And at the end, I'll be showing also some technique what you can do using tomatoes, because that is more fine dining and more refined. So if you have a lot of tomatoes, you can play with it and you can make something really delicious out of it. So we have a different types of tomatoes, and we just mixing everything, all the colors together, and making that beautiful, tomatoes. The only problem is that they are so small. It takes a lot of time, to slice them. But otherwise, for the rest, they are so delicious. Homegrown tomatoes are in fact the best. I'm going to exchange my tray. So thank you everyone for joining here with Chef Viviane from Klavertje Vier Kitchen. Thank you for joining us, and let us know where you are joining us from. And we'll be so glad to know. If you have any question for us, drop it in the comments below. So it's so small here, the tomatoes, but yes, takes some time, but yes, we'll be there. Where are you watching us from? Let us know in the comments. To be so nice of you guys to tell us where you are watching us from. We are sending this video right here from our little city of Kuno, here in the province of West Flanders, from our little country of Belgium. So let us know in the comments where you are watching us from, and we'll be very, very glad to know, and let us know also your questions. It is also important that we live here in a community where we can, communicate and exchange views. That is the main reason why we have this channel, so we can also chat with you guys, and also, share knowledge and share our passion with you guys. I am Chef Viviane. I am a restaurant owner. I am a chef since 17 years, and I cook. I have a lot of passion for food and hospitality. I love what I do, and cooking is for me a job, my hobby, and I don't know for you. Let us know if you like cooking, and let us know which meal you like cooking. Do you like tomatoes, and what do you do with your tomatoes? And see, it's a lot. Make sure you stay tuned so that you will see what a delicious, what I will show, what you can do using tomatoes. Because people sometimes don't know what they can do. You can do using just one vegetable. You can do a lot of things. So you make sure it is not too much on top of each other, but even later when it has dried a bit, you can still spread it more open, so it's not going to be dried as to a powder, fully dehydrated. It's just like half dry, that you can still have that juiciness of a tomatoes in your mouth, while you still can preserve it longer than usual, than normally when it's fresh, that it stay fresh. So delicious. These are my favorite. I like them so much. Yes. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you and welcome to Klavertje Vier Kitchen, here with Chef Viviane. You can also dry it in whole without slicing it, but when you slice it, the process of evaporation happens faster and it dries faster. That's why I choose to slice it in half. Otherwise it takes longer before it can evaporate. So, but when you slice it in two, you shorten certainly the time to evaporate or to dry up. So that is why I do it this way. Otherwise, it's not a big tomatoes, you can even dry it in whole. But the time is longer because the shell is covering the tomatoes, which is preventing it from evaporating. so it takes longer time. I've done all, I've tested all before, so I know. That is why I know what works best for me, because of course you want to save energy also while working. So that is why sometimes you take into consideration some things that you are doing in the kitchen, or to save money and to save energy. So like the small ones here, like the thornberry, this we just add it to the tray. I don't slice those ones, it's not needed. They are really tiny tomatoes, you can see it. They are really tiny. So yes, I have that there. I'm going to clean first. So now I have finished slicing. You see, it's beautiful tomatoes and delicious. They are going to be so delicious when you dry them. You see how beautiful they are. Anyone can, make this at home. We make a lot of trays, so this is just a demonstration for a few, but we make a lot of trays every year. So I have here, I have here now some sea salt. So I'm just going to sprinkle a bit of sea salt. When it dries, you don't have to sprinkle too much, because you don't want it, you want to keep the flavor, and you don't want it to be too salty. So you just want it to have that, that salt that is seasoned, but not too salty. So I have here also some thyme. We also harvested this from our garden. They are also really delicious. Thyme and tomatoes, they are really couples. You see, they are so good together. So I'm just going to drizzle some thyme. You can also add the dry stick to it, but since it's dried, I'm just going to remove it and just squeeze it like this, you see, so it falls into the tomatoes, fall on the tomatoes. So I'm just squeezing it this way. So I also have some basil also. So they are so good, basil, thyme with tomatoes. They are really good. So you can do whatever you want. You see, I have here also some basil. So that are basil leaves also, you see. So I'm just going to sprinkle a bit. They smell so good. Smell really good, the basil. and it goes so well with tomatoes. So I just sprinkle them because basil is so nice with tomatoes. So I'm going to put this aside, and now I'm going to sprinkle the tomatoes with some oil. You can also use olive oil, but I'm just using here canola oil, so I'm not using olive oil. So I'm using this oil, just a drizzle of it, so that it prevents it also from burning. But at the end, I will be storing it in olive oil. So I'm just like using this for in the oven to cook it first, or to dry it first in the oven. Sorry, to do the drying process in the oven. I just add a little bit of the oil, should not be too much of the oil, and I will try to move a little bit, it a little bit like this, so that all the ingredients that I added, the basil, the salt, I'm going to add a little bit of pepper also, will be alright. So I'm going to add a bit of pepper also. I think my pepper is finished. I'm going to fill it up. So yes, it's filled up. So I added the ingredient: pepper, basil, thyme, the oil. They mix everything together. Voila, that is it. So I'm going to add some oil also. So you see, I added maybe around 150 grams or so, or 1 deciliter of oil I added to it. So it's okay just to start the drying process. This prevents the tomatoes from burning, so it gives it the time to dehydrate and dry up in the oven without burning. So later I will be storing the tomatoes in olive oil, but I just started it using the canola oil to dehydrate. Then at the end, I will be storing the tomatoes in a container in olive oil. That is how I do it, because olive oil is very expensive and you don't want to burn it or use it that way. So okay, so now it is ready. I'm going to transfer it into my oven, and takes a lot of time. I'll start on 100 degrees to give it that evaporation, to charge it up, and then I'm going to lower the heat to 80 degrees and give it the time to dry. So I'm bringing it now to my oven. Here is my oven. I'm placing it in the oven. So I'm going to start the oven. So I'm starting on 100 degrees. I'm going to wait for about 15 or 20 minutes to give it a charge. And when it starts evaporating, I will lower the heat to 80 degrees and give it the time until it dries up. So let me clean my table and we can continue. Welcome everyone to Klavertje Vier kitchen, here with Chef Viviane. Thank you for joining. Welcome everyone. Where are you watching us from? And tell us, how is the weather in your country? It's rainy here today and we are indoor preparing for the weekend. So hope you are enjoying yourself and also preparing for a great weekend ahead tomorrow. So as usual, clean the table and I can show the next procedure, what we are going to do. So I'm going to bring fresh water so I can wash the tomatoes. So now I'm going to just make an incision in the tomatoes. The inside, so just an incision. I'm going to bring the water. I think the water is too much. Okay, so I'm going to remove the top of the tomatoes and wash it a bit. Though it's going into warm water, it doesn't really need washing, but yes, it's better that we clean it up. I will make sure that everything is clean. And I'm adding a little bit of incision in the tomatoes so that when it's going into the warm water, the skin will fall off. So I'm just opening this. So I'll be showing you guys what I did also a few days ago. I made a beautiful appetizer using tomatoes. This season we have a lot of inspiration using tomatoes. So if it's season like this, we can also play a lot with all the vegetables that we harvest from the garden. So like this, still are getting bad, so not going to use that. We have a lot of tomatoes. It's not so bad. That is the problem. In the season, you have too much at a time, so you can use everything in one go. So you just have to play wise and see what you can do. I also have here some beautiful, also the share and the green zebra. They are also very delicious. I find them really delicious for salad. So I'm just giving an incision so that it opens easily when it goes into the warm water. So welcome everyone once again to Klavertje Vier kitchen. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you are having a nice evening. Where are you watching us from? Let us know in the comments. We would like to know where you are watching us from. So there are different types of tomatoes. You can see them very, very beautiful, and they are all sun ripe. So we allow our tomatoes to ripe from nature under the sun, and then we pluck it because they are really delicious when they are sun ripe. So it's different from the tomatoes that you buy in the grocery shop or in the shop, because they don't allow most of the tomatoes to ripe before they pluck them. So they pluck them unripe and they allow them to ripe in the silos in darkness. They don't taste the same like when you have you buy a sun ripe tomatoes. So I have here some little babies, but I think that I will put aside for later use. So let me put aside, clean my garden basket that I use for harvesting, because I'm going to harvest tomorrow again. There's so much now. Now cleaning the table again, and we can continue. So now I'm going to transfer the tomatoes I'm going to the stove now. So I'll drop the tomatoes in warm water, and then I can remove the skin of the tomatoes, and I can show you something delicious, how you can use the tomatoes. It can show you. So I have here cold water. It's not really necessary for this because it's not a salad. I'm going to add it to cold water. Okay, now it's about 15 minutes now. So it starts evaporating. See, it starts like cooking. You see, it's warm now. So I'm just going to reduce the temperature now to 80 degrees. Then I will allow the oven to do its job. So I stay away from the oven as long as possible, and I will allow it to do its job. So now, I'm going to drop the tomatoes in warm water. So I will do it in batches so that, but it's not really, you should not be careful because we are not using it for salad. But if it's for salad, then I will say you have to be careful. You have to make sure that it's not more than 30 seconds. Otherwise, your tomatoes will start cooking and it will get too soft and you will lose the crunchiness of the salad. So for this, it's not really necessary to be afraid. So I think by now it's ready. So it's just to remove the skin of the tomatoes. So I'm going to transfer the tomatoes now to the water there that I set aside. So you should not really be worried if it's going to be cooked, but it's not also the meaning or the aim that you allow it too long in the warm water. Otherwise it will be too soft. Even peeling it will be difficult. So I'm going to bring this first to the cold water here and transferring here to the cold water so that it will cool down a bit before I peel it. I think I will still add some cold water to my pot. Remove this in between while my pot is filling. I'm filling my pot with water. Okay, it's also warm, so I'm adding it to cool down the temperature a bit before peeling. So welcome everyone once again. Thank you for joining me, or thank you for joining us this evening. We are demonstrating what we do with our excess tomatoes that we plucked from our garden this season, because we harvested every year a lot of tomatoes and we don't want to waste them. We do a lot to farm these tomatoes or to plant these tomatoes with the aim of harvesting and making fresh dishes for our clients. But sometimes we are faced with the excess or the too much of it in the season. So we begin to experiment what we can do to give more life, what do you call it, duration to the tomatoes, like saving it longer than necessary. So that is why we come with most ideas like conserving the tomatoes and drying them in the oven and then storing them under olive oil, and sometimes also making tomato paste. We do that. We make also tomatoes we peel the skin, and we sometimes also even ferment the tomatoes, and we do a lot using tomatoes. So You can see that you can learn something here, also something that you never thought that you can do using tomatoes. So I have finished, so I'm just going to add it to the cold water. So this to give it to reduce the temperature a bit of the tomatoes. So that is the essence of this, really. So now I'm going to remove the skin of the tomatoes. You see, this is also, now you can see that you can remove the skin immediately. You see, it's so easy to remove the skin. You can just peel it off like this. So I'm going to remove, what I'm doing, I'm just going to remove the seed because I don't want the seed in this recipe. So I'm removing entirely the seed of the tomatoes. These tomatoes don't have so much seed here, the Roma tomatoes, you see it. I'm also going to remove the white top of the tomatoes. You see, I'm also removing this white top of the tomatoes because I want that beautiful vibrant color of the tomatoes to shine. So that is the main reason why I'm doing that. So we use almost everything here in our kitchen. So you see, like this part, we are going to use it for something else. But the main, like the meat of the tomatoes now, without the seeds, we are going to use it for something else also. So that is why we really separate everything, almost everything that we use in our kitchen, and we make different things or different recipe out of it. Even the peels of the tomatoes, we don't throw them away. You can also use them for garnish in also in your food. So otherwise, you can also give it to your chicken if you have, because chicken loves also a lot of this. So you can give it also to your pets, and yes, and much more. So you see, like this, I'm going to bring a bowl again, a small bowl that I can put this. So we are separating everything here for this recipe. So this is a pineapple, orange pineapple tomatoes. They are so gorgeous and so delicious. This. So I'm just removing all the color there because I don't want any color, and they don't have a lot of seeds also like the regular tomatoes. Checking that there is no seed. So
Sunita, which country? Tell me, which country? You?
I am from Belgium. I'm living in Belgium, and where are you watching me from? Let me know in the comments. To be so nice to know.
Sunita.
Sunita, welcome to Klavertje Vier Kitchen. Thank you. Here with Chef Viviane. Where are you watching me from? Let me know where you are watching me from. Thank you for joining. Let's know where you are watching us from. So I'm removing the tomatoes. You see, I'm going to remove all the peels. But I'm going to bring a ball, a little ball, so that I can save that space because I have a lot of so we can work cleaner. So I want to work a bit cleaner. So I'm going to transfer this to this. Okay, now we can work a bit cleaner.
Sunita say, yeah, I like you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sonita, and welcome to Klavertje Vier Kitchen. Share with your friends and family. We are here to share our love and our passion for cooking and sharing also techniques simple techniques that you can use at home to create delicious meals. So we are here with our tomatoes that we harvested from our garden, and we are being creative to create something delicious from it. So we don't want them to get spoiled, so we make different recipes and try different kitchen hacks to be able to extend the lifespan of the tomatoes.
Sunita say, Belgium, nice country.
Oh, thank you so much. Where are you watching us from? From where are you also? Thank you for staying tuned. Tell us which country you are watching us from. So removing the skin. So you see the aroma tomatoes, you have to remove. It's the aim that you remove every whiteness, because I want the color to be red. That gives the feeling of tomatoes.
Sunita is from India.
Oh, nice, Indian. It's nice to hear from you and to see you uh, on uh, on our channel. And thank you for joining us, the Indian hip hop. You guys are doing great here in this channel. We love you here also, and greetings from Belgium. Here with Chef Viviane, and here the cameraman Ivan is saying also hello to you. Let's hear the cameraman is also laughing because he's seen a lot of Indians on our channel. You guys are amazing. Welcome and thank you for joining. So let us know where you guys are watching us from. It will be nice to know, and share our views here with you. So I'm just removing all the seeds as much as possible.
Sunita say, tomato recipe. Yeah, tomato.
Yes, it's tomatoes. It's tomatoes. And tomatoes is one of those vegetables that is well eaten all over the world. And Sunita, how do you use your tomatoes? What do you use tomatoes for? Let us know, because recipes are different all over the world. How do you enjoy your tomatoes? What do you use it for? Let us know, Sunita, what you use your tomatoes for, and how do you enjoy your tomatoes? So there are so much recipes on tomatoes online. You can find so much. Tomatoes are great vegetables. You can use it for so much, for soup, for salad, And now we have other beautiful inspiration here to share with you in our kitchen. What you can use tomatoes for is really amazing. We even grind the tomatoes. We also preserve them. We grind them to dust, and you can
Yeah.
use it as garnish.
Sunita say, I like tomato recipe.
Recipe.
Recipe, yeah.
Yes.
Recipe. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Tomatoes are really great and really delicious also. We love tomatoes here also. That's why we plant them ourselves. These tomatoes, we harvest it from our garden this evening, and then we use it to create delicious meals in our restaurant. We have a small restaurant where we serve delicious meal. Small restaurant, not big one. We serve to 16 people here, or 20 people if they are in group together, and we make here fresh meals from scratch, and everything is made. Most of the ingredients and vegetables that we use here come from our little garden. So we have a garden behind our house where we plant these tomatoes and other herbs like oregano, basil, and thyme, and so much more. So we use that to as inspiration for our kitchen. We make a lot of menus using this ingredient, and sometimes we have a lot also to play with, to experiment, and also to create our own recipes. So that is how we do it here. So would like to know how you use your tomatoes, what you use it for stew, for soup, for salad, and what do you use it for? So I'll be showing you at the end something really delicious that we made out of the tomatoes. It's a few days ago. You can see how beautiful you can use it, how delicious and beautiful you can be creative using tomatoes. So I'll be showing you after the peeling of these tomatoes. I will show you next something special you have never thought you can do with your tomatoes, and you can use it to create amazing dish at home. So I'm like removing all the seed and the juice of the tomato. We don't throw away anything here. Everything, we use everything here in our kitchen.
Sunita ask your name.
My name is Viviane. My name is Viviane. Viviana. Viviane. So that is my name. Thank you for asking. So tell us what you use tomatoes for. Would like to know. You can also see it on the banner of our channel. My name is there, how it's correctly spelled. It is pronounced shorter than it is spelled. It's pronounced without the E at the end, but it is normally an E at the end. So you can check it out and you will know how my name is spelled out. You can find it on the banner.
So sweet name, Viviane.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. So I'm removing all the seed. Sometimes It's so difficult, you see. So we are getting there, and I will try to add the juice to the pot so that we keep working clean. So that is a little trick to work clean. Otherwise,
Melina, say hi.
hi Melina, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining Klavertje Vier Kitchen here with Chef Viviane. My name is Chef Viviane, and we are here in our little kitchen. Here in our little kitchen in our small country of Belgium. Hello and hi to you.
And Sunita, ask your channel name.
My channel name is Klavertje Vier Kitchen. You can check it, click, and you can go to the channel to see how it is spelled. It is difficult to spell because the name is in Dutch. So we don't speak English in Belgium. We speak Dutch. So the name is Dutch. In Dutch, Klavertje Vier Kitchen. Let me tell you the short name. You can find it in English and then you can interpret it in Dutch. So it means four-leaf clover. So when you know what is four-leaf clover kitchen, then you know the name of the channel. So it is translated in English, four-leaf clover kitchen. So when you can translate four-leaf clover kitchen, you already know the name of the channel. So thank you. So make sure to check it so that you will know, and subscribe so that you can see more of me if you like what you see or if you want to support us. So check out our channel so that you can always see, subscribe, and if you turn on the notification bell, you will see us daily, or maybe you see us often, so we can talk to each other, we can exchange views with each other. So we have a lot of people who we know each other now with just from this channel. Even people who I never thought will even see me here, even in my own country, they know us and say, oh, I was watching you the other day on live video. That is why I want to come and dine in your restaurant. So it's so nice to know that people are watching you and you are sharing your views with others, even though you are not seeing the people. So it builds that relationship. And ask any question, we will answer them one by one. So it's a lot of work. Working in the kitchen is not so simple, but when you love it, when you do it with love, you love what you are doing, it seems as nothing. It's as if it's not too much work because you love what you do. So my own advice to people is you should do what you love doing. If you love doing it, it will never seem like working. But if you don't love what you are doing, then it will seem as if you are working. So we do it here with love, and we cook with love, and we share our passion with love. So you can see already started drying. A part of the tomatoes also is in the oven there. Maybe camera even show it to them so that they can see what we have been doing. So we have been drying the tomatoes. That is another part of the tomatoes. So we are doing different things with the tomatoes. So we are drying the smaller tomatoes in the oven. So we'll be conserving them in olive oil. After they have dried, we will add them to a conserve bottle or can, and then we will cover them with olive oil, and then we can extend the lifespan of the tomatoes with some weeks or even months. So even this, we are going to use it later. So let me put this bowl aside so that I have more space. Where is my where is my
That's okay. شوي
yeah.
there.
I wanted to clean my table a bit, but yeah, I can't find my towel anymore. Okay, it's there over. So I'll continue here. We have so much tomatoes this season, and we must do a lot with it, otherwise they will get spoiled. So we can try to be creative to create a lot of dish, and also preserve them so that we can use them on later days. So we'll be conserving them also on a conserving bottle can later. And that is another process which I will be showing later in a later day. So they are all homegrown tomatoes right from our backyard. So they are all homegrown. We don't buy tomatoes here only. We don't even buy tomatoes in the winter, because we know that tomatoes in the winter are all coming from silos, from the silos, that is from the cold house, which they have preserved. So we don't like to eat such tomatoes because they are not delicious. Tomatoes should be sun ripe, and they have that natural taste of tomatoes. So that is why we never buy tomatoes in the summer. We don't like it. In the winter, we don't like them because they are not delicious. Where are you watching us from? Let us know in the comments. Do you like tomatoes as much as we do? And what do you do with your tomatoes? How do you like to eat your tomatoes? So I just remove all the seeds like this, because it really gives that beautiful color. But don't worry, we're still going to use everything. We use everything from the tomatoes. Even this is given to the birds or the chicken. They enjoy it. So nothing is wasted here. We work on zero waste to help the climate stay good for all, each and every one of us. So we learn to recycle. We don't even throw the nut or our vegetable peel. We don't throw them away. We give them to our compost. It decomposes, and we use them for later days to replant our garden. So we are doing here a kind of recycling system. Everything is recycled. We plant, we harvest, we throw the excess to the soil, and we decompose it, and we make another manure from it, and we use it to farm the next year. So it's continual process. It's so easy as that. Nature already provided it, make everything so easy. Why should we make it complicated? So I'm like removing every seed from the tomatoes and all the liquid there. It's so delicious. These tomatoes that are one of the best tomatoes you can eat. So I'm removing again the excess water. Slice this in two. They are just different species of tomatoes, different species. So you can do a lot with all the different species together. You can make a beautiful salad, which I often make here for customers. A lot of people come here especially for the tomatoes because they like the taste of our tomatoes. They find it really delicious. So let us know in the comments where you are watching us from, your name. We like to know your country, how your weather is today. Here is rainy day today here in Belgium. It's shitty way, but yes, it's one of those days where, yeah, we cannot complain. When nature say yes, we don't want to give you sunlight, it's rainy. So yes, we take it because we had a really good summer. It was some days too warm, but now we are going again, working our way gradually to the winter. So it start getting colder and the rain begin again. So it's really so make sure you check out our channel. For those of you who like to see more of what we are doing here, because it's more than just this live video, you can see a lot of recipes on our channel. Our channel is really for people who want to cook delicious meal in the comfort of their own home, cooking just more than an ordinary meal, a meal that you can cook for your friends and family, for a visit, for an occasion, for taking that food to a new level. That is really what we are here to show. So it is where, if you really want to cook and you want to enhance your cooking knowledge, you want to move your cooking knowledge a bit higher than normal, so you can keep watching our channel and check out most of our recipes that we have made in the past. You can see everything there, from appetizer until dessert. So you can really choose for yourself what you really want to learn from our channel. And if there is a special recipe you would like to learn, let us also know so we can make a video about it. So it will be easy also for us. Maybe we can say, oh yes, we can try to make this recipe also that someone asked. So I've already made a few recipes in the channel where people ask what they want to see or what they would like me to make video about. So you can also leave your comments. So if there is a specific recipe you want me to make video about, I will make it. If you can't find it anywhere or you don't find an answer, you can tell me and we will try to make it here and share it with you guys. So you see, in the kitchen there's a lot of work. We own here a small restaurant where we serve about 16 people at once, you know, sometimes in a group to 20 people. So everything is made here from fresh. It's made so with love also, and we cook with inspiration and passion, not just like any restaurant. We work also only on reservations. Yes, that is what how we want to operate, and we have been doing this for 11 years, and we are very happy, and every client is also happy. So that is the aim of it. So in the kitchen you have a lot of work, so I'm going to reduce this and add it to here, so not so red. It's also still very good. You can use this for salad. It's still very good for salad. This, you see, sometimes I miss. I add it to the other
pot.
to the other pot. Yes, the cameraman is laughing. He's laughing at me. Yes, I'm human. Yes. So we are almost there. So here, kind of move a bit. You see, it's a lot, eh? For us, that is a lot to work with. And just cleaning the seed, that we don't have too much seed. Even if there is seed, that there should not be a lot. So thank you everyone for joining Klavertje Vier Kitchen here with Chef Viviane. Thank you. Let us know where you are joining us from. And happy weekend in advance, because we are almost in the weekend. And this is also not so red. So you see, there's a lot of work in the kitchen. So I think this is also so red. I love the red color because that is what I need for that recipe. Thank you everyone for joining Klavertje Vier Kitchen here with Chef Viviane. Thank you and welcome to this page. Tell us what you love about our channel, and if you have not checked out our video, make sure you do. After you finish watching this live, check out our video, because we have beautiful and delicious recipes that you can learn and make in the comfort of your own home using just simple ingredients that you can find around you. You can create a delicious fine dining meals using just simple ingredients. So make sure you check out our channel, share with your friends and family, or to whom you think it may be useful. Share with him or her, because we want so much people to know about our channel and also to share our recipes, because that is the aim of being here You can also let us know if you have also a cooking channel. Let us also know in the comments so that we can also share knowledge and also check out your channel. So we are here to build a community of friends of like minds, people who think the same, who like cooking like us, who like fine dining like us. So let us know in the comments if you have a cooking channel and you want us to check it out. Let us know in the comments so that we can also check your channel out and also maybe learn something from it. So let us know. We want to build a community of like minds. So you can see that we are getting closer to our beautiful tomatoes recipe. So I'm like cleaning everything up, removing all the seeds. They are really intensive work, but yes, we work in the kitchen and that is the aim of making the meals exactly the way it should be. So I'm going to remove the seeds. You see there is nothing wasted here in the tomatoes. So I'm going to clean up my table first, then I can continue doing other things. So this, you see, that is the tomatoes with the juice of the tomatoes in it. This we are going to give to the birds and to the animals to eat. So I'm going to put it aside. Then I'm going to just clean the table. Can you show them how it's going in the oven?
Yes.
So that they can see. Can you see the oven? It's so delicious. It's already drying the tomatoes. So I'm going to clean my table first before we continue. So you see what we have here. We have here our beautiful, you see how many, you don't throw it away, because at home people will say, oh, maybe I don't need that, I have to throw it away. Or in some kitchen, when you cannot, you don't have a lot of inspiration, you say, I will throw this away. But you can do so much using that, so you don't need to throw that away. So I'm going to clean it. So this, I'm going to close this up. You see, it's so beautiful, but we are going to use it tomorrow. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to seal it with a plastic foil and allow it in the refrigerator for tomorrow use. So I'm going to put this away while we continue the other. So yes. Oh, I have here a jungle. So I'm going to add, and slice it. Just one garlic. Adding here one garlic clove and then half white onion. So you don't really need to slice it small, she doesn't really need much. So I'm adding it to the machine or to the kitchen robot. So I'm going to add then the tomatoes, but I'm going to bring the lush. So I'm going to add this. You see the juice of the tomatoes, you should not throw them away. They are so delicious. So I add it here. I'm going to do it twice because my mixer is too small. I'm just adding a bit of salt. Because the salt is for the boat. Pepper. That's all. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining Klavertje Vier Kitchen here with Chef Viviane. We are showing different process on what we can do using just tomatoes, and you can do so much with it, like what I'm trying to show here. I'm going to blend the tomatoes, pass it through strain it through a fine, very fine sieve with a cheesecloth on it to remove only the water of the tomatoes, and we can use it to create different recipes like caviar sheets and a lot of things that we can use for our delicious fine dining meals. So I'm going to blend it. So it's blended. So here is my cheesecloth. Here I'm just going to put it in the sieve. You see the sieve? So I'm going to put it there. So I'm going to pour So I can remove it like this so you can see it. You see, you can see it. So I'm going to pour it inside. So that is it. You can do a lot using that. You can even make an ice cream using the water. You can use it. You can make a sheet where you can, you know, fill in something for an appetizer. You can use it for a spuma. So you can do a lot using that water. So I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning again, salt. There is the garlic and onions is already nice. It's already okay. So I'm not going to add anything more. I have here a little bit of seasoning. It's a beautiful seasoning. Tastes very nice also. With tomatoes. Okay, doesn't need more. Tomatoes blend very easily, you see it. So I'm going to add it to this, and when it's filled I will have to stop, but I will see if it's okay. Okay, just went in, so it's okay. So now we don't need to do anything, we just allow it. You see, we allow it to do its job. It will just keep dripping, and until tomorrow morning everything will be dripped. Then we have that delicious juice from the tomatoes. We can use the tomatoes for making a caviar of tomatoes. We can use it for making tomato espuma. We can use it for making we can use it to give tomato consomme. That is, we can warm it up and give it as consomme and serve it with fresh peeled tomatoes. We can do so much. We can use it to make sheets of tomatoes where we can feel something in it, like mousse of you know, whatever cheese or whatever that you like to do. You can even, after it's finished draining, now we can the remaining drainage from the tomatoes, then we use itself to make sauce and cook. So you can see that it is, and we use everything about tomatoes. So I'm just going to put this one aside, you see, because we don't have much to do with it anymore. We just allow it to drain up on itself. So it just drains, and when it drains with, why we use the cheesecloth is to remove any color from the tomato. So tomorrow we have a very plain water tomatoes that we can transform into different, you know, things. So we are almost there. So let me show you. Let me clean my table, and let me just show you one dish that we can create using tomatoes this evening before we sign up. So we have a very simple, delicious recipe that we can show with our tomatoes dish. I'm cleaning the table again. So we are going to bring some things together so we can create something delicious. So let's make something special. So like you saw in the video there. We have already made something here. You can see it. Let me show you. So this is tomato sheet. You can see it. That has been dehydrated. So this is, we dry it in the oven. So you see it like what you saw there on the thumbnail. So that is tomato sheet. You see it? So with this sheet, we can do a lot. So let me show you what you can do using this sheet. So I will place it this way, but first of all, let's make some tomato caviar. So let me demonstrate. It's so easy. We have here some tomato water, like what we just made now. It's just the same thing. So we added some argonate to it, and then we just drop it into this, this solution here of lactate, and we are just going to create tomato caviar with it. So it's so simple. You just add it and it forms the caviar. You can check out on our channel. You'll see a lot of more caviar recipes that we have made in the past. We make a lot here using any ingredient that we find in the season. Like now we have tomato in the season. So we have tomato now in the season. So let me clean it so that you can see it, but I'm going to sieve it now so that you can see it. So you can see it's translucent, so it's transparent. You cannot really see it because it's transparent, but you will see it very soon. In a few minutes I'm going to pass it through a sieve and you will see it, but now you cannot see it. It's really difficult to see it in plain water. It's just translucent. So in a few minutes now I'm going to, so it's not so long to make. So a few minutes it will be okay. We can remove it. Okay, now we can remove it. So look at how it looks. So beautiful. Well, that is what you can do. Look what you have. The beautiful caviar is ready. So beautiful and so delicious. You see how it looks? That is tomatoes. You see it's translucent. I'm just going to rinse it a bit. So it's ready for what we are going to create. Look at that. So I'm going to show you how beautiful this looks. You see how beautiful it looks? Look at that. So that is tomato caviar that I just made using the tomatoes water, like what I just showed you in the last episode, in the last section of the video. You see, before we started this, look at that. Is exactly what you can make. You can make using that water, that tomatoes water. You can use it to make the caviar. So let me test it. Looks, tastes really, really, really delicious. Honestly, it just melts, and it just bursts in your mouth. So it's so good. Everyone will like it. Let me change my spoon. So it's so good. You see, that is what you can do using this. That is using this. That is the tomatoes water that we have here. You see, that is dripping here. We can transform it into this. So that is what it is all about here in this kitchen. We want to showcase what you can do, a lot of things that you can do using just one simple ingredient that you have at home. You can make a lot of creation of other recipes or dishes. So you see, like the tomato water here, we can use it. Look at it, it's dropping gradually. We allow it to drop until tomorrow. The water we transform it into making like this caviar that you see here. We also use it to make a sheet, and we also even dry the sheet. Look at what we made. This tomato dry sheet is made also from the top of these tomatoes. That is why we say after the water has finished dropping, we are going to use this surface that you see here to make that sheet again. So nothing is wasted here in the kitchen. So I'm going to put this aside again while I continue. So I have here with me my scissors. So I'm going to, you can also use a cutter, but I find the scissors very, very efficient for me, because it's not the aim of cutting it straight. It's just I'm just going to cut it. So it's a kitchen scissors. So make sure you use a clean scissors. It's not a scissors that you're using for something else. So this scissors is mainly used here in the kitchen. So it's not for anything else. So you can transform this sheet into anything. So you can even turn it to a crispy sheet. That means you can just fry this sheet in an oil for about 10 seconds or 5 seconds and make it crispier. Or you can dry it further longer in the oven until it becomes a crispy sheet. So you can do a lot using just this sheet. So it's not really you cannot just really stop here. You can go further. You can even dry this sheet to become really crispy and grind it into powder that you can use later also as garnish powder for your food. So I'm going to clean the table a little bit. So let me show you some. I'm going to place it on a plate so that it's a bit here, so that you can see very well what I can do here with it. So I also made here, let me also show you, I'm also made here from the same water. I also made a delicious tomato gel. So look at how beautiful it is, and it tastes also delicious. That is a gel of tomatoes. So you can use it also as appetizer, and it tastes really delicious. You see, it's so delicious. That is tomatoes. So tastes really good. So I'm going to serve the tomatoes like this. So I'm adding the gel of the tomatoes to the spoon. So I'm showing you what you can do using tomatoes at home that is really delicious and easy. We love tomatoes here. We like eating tomatoes, and we transform tomatoes into a lot of things. So I'm going, let me dry it a bit. So then a bit with the kitchen roll. So I'm going to add here, you see, I have here cheese. You see how beautiful it is to make transformation. So we want to just look outside just tomatoes. So you can make like a feeling as if you are making, you know, a pasta with this. So what I'm doing here is I'm just folding it. You see how I'm folding it, like what you saw there on the thumbnail. So you can fold it and give it a shape. You see how I fold it here? So when you fold it like this, you have the tomato sheet. You see how it is? You set it on top of the tomato gel. So I'm filling it this way also. So I'm just so you are feeling it is as if you are making something like pasta, you are feeling a pasta. So I'm dropping it on top of the gel. You see it? So you see how beautiful it is? And then I'm just going to work my way up with the caviar of the tomatoes. You cannot see very well, but it's so delicious, and it gives just that explosion of tomatoes. You have this beautiful explosion of tomatoes in your mouth. Everybody love it. So we can create something delicious using tomatoes. You see that the tomato gel, you have the tomato caviar, and you have the cheese and the tomato sheet that is filled with cheese. So let me thing is fell down, so it's not a problem. Let me clean it up. So I'm just going to add a little bit of fresh texture, you know, to the tomatoes. So not too much, but it works a lot because it gives that freshness and that spike to your tomatoes. So you have here tomato in 3 ways. So look at that. So look at that. You can see how beautiful it is to create a simple appetizer at home using tomatoes. But yes, you have to love tomatoes to eat this, but they are really delicious, and the freshness just bursts in your mouth when you receive this as a starter meal. When you come to a restaurant, everybody find it wow. You have that beautiful freshness of the tomatoes on as a in your mouth, and you have that feeling, the fullness of the cheese that is filled in the tomatoes, the tomato sheet, and the caviar that is busted in your mouth, because this caviar is still, you have the water of the tomatoes in the caviar, and that is to say when you are eating it, it just bursts, it bursts, the freshness of the tomatoes bursts out, and it gives you a wonderful feeling. See how beautiful you can, what you can do creating using tomatoes. This is an appetizer made with three tomatoes, made in three ways. I have the caviar of the tomatoes, the gel of the tomatoes, and the tomato sheet that is filled with fresh cheese. So how amazing is this? Let me know in the comments who want to try this at home. It's not so difficult, and on our channel you can find different and various recipes of caviar. So it's just almost the same method, except that this caviar is made differently. It is not the same as always, like it's not the same as the other caviar on the channel with agar. This is made with argonate and also with lactic acid. So you have to use another, this is another method of how do you call it, of caviar making. So if you want to know how to make this, let me know, drop a comment, so that I will know that the next time I'm going to create a special recipe for you guys, so that I can teach you step by step how to make this. But I thought it would be useful just showing at the end of this life what to do using tomatoes at home. This is for fine dining, of course. You want to take your kitchen or your cooking to a new level, or learn more about cooking. It involves a lot of technique, but I bet you if you try this, you will get used to it, and one day you will become also a specialist, and you can teach other people, because the world needs more teachers. So come on guys, teach your other people how to do things that you also can do, so that others can learn from it. So I hope I shared something useful also with you guys today, to know that you can use tomatoes in so much ways. In fact, I am creating a recipe in the future to show 10 things you can do using tomatoes, or 10 fine dining dish that you can create using tomatoes. So let me still show you also how the oven is going before maybe we end the video. So we have here our tomatoes that you can see how beautiful it is. It's already doing great. You can see it's so nice. It's evaporating. So I slice the small tomatoes, because we have a lot of different types of tomatoes here in the kitchen. So we also have the bigger ones and the smaller ones. So like these ones are the really smaller tomatoes, and they are really fine and delicious. So we have here like the yellow pear, the red pear, the wine, the thornberries, and all, and more. So we mix everything together now. We add some seasoning, add salt, add pepper, add some oregano, thyme, basil, dried of course, and we just letting it dry in the oven. It will dry at least halfway, it will be half reduced. This process also helps to save the tomatoes a lot. Otherwise, after a few days, the tomatoes will spoil, and that is not the aim of it, harvesting it and letting it get spoiled. So by this, we can prolong the lifespan of the tomatoes and make it more useful for other menus or for other dish in later or future in later days to come. So this is one of the ways also that we use it. We use it in our pasta dish, and we even use it just to make sauce, because it is quick, easy. You blend it and you are really just ready to go. So we also preserve it better after it's dried. We put it in an oil, and we put it in a jug or in a can, and we cover it with olive oil, and it gives it more life and long staying. So that is it for today. And you also see the juice that the other tomato process that we make here. This is also the other tomato process that we are making. We are making it for tomorrow also, so we can use it for tomorrow's service. You can see it. The water is coming very clear, so that is the aim of it. From that water that is under these tomatoes, we can create a lot of recipes. We can make a lot of things using that. We can make the caviar that you see there on the spoon now. This caviar, we can make it with that water. We can make the gel with that water, which is making the gel sheet and then blending it to this smooth texture gel, which we can also serve as appetizer. And this from on top of this, the top here, after the water has finished dripping, we can dry this in the oven. We are going to blend it again, pass it through a fine sieve so that we remove every seed from it, and then we can blend it in the oven, and we can use it to make the sheet that we use to fill the cheese. We can also, even not blend it, we can just dry it in the oven like this and allow it to dry until every liquid is dried up, and we can then blend it into powder, which we use as garnish. We can spread it on our plate also, or use it to decorate our plate before serving. So that is all what I have for you guys today. I hope you learned something new from this episode. Our aim here is to share with you our love, passion, and our knowledge about fine dining and French and Belgian cuisine. Where are you watching us from? Let us know in the comment. Thank you each and every one of you for joining us for this beautiful and learning episode. Thank you. Here with Chef Viviane from Klavertje Vier kitchen, from our little country of Belgium, from our little city of Kuurne in the province of West Flanders. Hello and ciao everyone, and see you in the next episode. Thank you for joining, and see you soon. Bye for now.